We're coming to you from America's heartland here in Newton, Iowa. This is the Iowa Speedway, ready to take on Iowa 400 for the fourth round of the DRL Summer Series season here in 2024. I'm Logan, and once again I am joined alongside with Andrew, running of today's Iowa 400 around the 7/8 of a mile short track. Should be a fun one. It's a very and we see lots of racing on here between plenty of different cars, but today it is the Summer Series turn to tackle this race course here in Newton, Iowa. And coming into this race, we've had 3 races already, but only 2 winners, and those 2 winners have scored the exact same amount of points coming into today's event. 88 points apiece for Leonard Kochmer, winner at Daytona, or at Coca-Cola, to open the season, and Texas last time out, and Titan Nicholas also tied with 88 points, winner at Darlington. Then just 7 points behind them, and starting in the 7th spot here today, Reggie Fogelman with 81 points to his name. Mikey Fox and Nathan Stapleton are 16 and 21 points behind respectively. Stapleton finished runner-up last time out in a crazy one at Texas. That was just about a month ago at this point. As you know, next race, Minnesota, just to the north of us, will be coming up very, very soon. Much quicker than the month between Texas and Iowa. Our apologies for that wait, but hopefully the wait was worth it, as these guys should put on a banger of a race here today at the Iowa Speedway. So without further ado, I believe we should get those 24 engines fired, and this car's rolling. So the engines are fired, and up through the gears everyone goes to get off the pit lane, led by the 34 of Zachary Fitzwater. The NR 2003 offline god himself will start today's race from the pole, as he is seen many a time throughout his DRL Summer Series career. Alongside him, it is the 97 of Ryan Durrani rolling off in the outside pole spot. Then Anthony Rodriguez in the 56 starts in the 3rd spot alongside the 18 of Colin Bear, who was one of those guys involved in accidents last time out at Texas. Then you've got the 8 of Mikey Fox coming in top 5 in points. He starts alongside the 99 of Nathan Ormond. And coming off of turn number 4, 18 more guys behind them, but it'll all be behind the car of Zachary Fitzwater as he leads the field off of turn number 4. The green flag is about to be thrown, and we're underway in the Iowa 400. Coming off of turn 4, the 3 wide behind Anthony Rodriguez, who gets the jump from the 3rd starting spot. Underneath him, Reggie Fogelman now already coming up on the inside. 3rd in the points coming into this one, trying to get his first win of the season, and is 3 wide still for 3rd now as Rodriguez is up on the outside. Here's Trinity Lee, who finished top 3 last time out at Texas, coming out of nowhere. She's going to move up to the 3rd spot, just behind, I believe that's the 88 of Nathan Stapleton, who's already moved up from the 9th starting spot. Colin Bear and Mikey Fox managing to hold on, as here's Matthew Hubert in the 4 now, trying to make his way into the top 5. A crazy start to this one. Colin Bear now to the inside, looking for 3rd.
Aerotronics into the inside of 3 on Trinity Lee, makes the pass. So easy to do here at Iowa on the inside. He's going to clear. We have a 3 wide now for the 4th position.
And they were pretty close coming off the corner there, almost making contact with Lee and Hubert coming up in the inside. Angel Gutierrez in the 31, breaking his way into the 4th spot as the top 2 start to run away. Reggie Fogelman and Nathan Stapleton in lap number 4 about to complete it. Fogelman has led all but the first lap so far, as Anthony Rodriguez, who did lead that first lap, has already fallen back outside the top 10. And that's just another example of how quickly you can lose ground here at Iowa if you're stuck up on that top side. Here's Leonard Kochmer making his way up through the field on the inside lane. And I believe Titan Nicholas is right there ahead of him, trying to catch up to his teammate Gutierrez. Looking for the 5th spot now on Will Parrish. Getting a little bit dicey off the corner, but Nicholas is going to make the move stick.
You're tied to the point lead, Nicholas. Hearing this conglomerate of cars ahead of his championship rival right now in Leonard Kochmer by 2 positions, trying to get as many points as possible for championship run as you have a move for the race lead.
Stapleton up front, but Reggie Fogelman's going to cross him back over down to the inside of the front straightaway. Gutierrez right there behind him looking to pounce as Stapleton gets stuck on the outside lane, and it's Reggie Fogelman back to the point here at Iowa. Gutierrez now moving to second as Colin Bear looking to try and make something happen, but there's not much room for him to go in that 18. He's going to have to push Gutierrez as Fogelman was way wide off the corner. Here's Gutierrez to the lead now.
Angel Gutierrez making moves as we have another one to the inside. Colin Bear, just as quickly as Angel Gutierrez took the lead, Colin Bear is going to take it into turn number 2, or out of turn number 2. Into 3, he looks like he's going to clear as he does, and it's these 4 who have pulled away.
They are slipping and sliding all over the corners here at this Iowa Speedway. It's like they put corn cobs down on the track with the grip that these guys have. It's not very much. Look at Nathan Stapleton now putting the slide job onto the 18 of Bear. Fogelman's trying to take him 3 wide up the corner. He thinks better of it. And it is 2 by 2 throughout this field. And even 3 wide. Here's Rogel Dorn last in the points coming into today's race. Moving up on the inside now. As lots of guys back here. Leonard Kochmer in dead last at the moment. But everyone's still right there with a shot to win it if anything goes wrong for these leaders up front. And they've been caught by a 5th guy. This is Drew Webb in the 26 coming from the shotgun on the field to start the day off. And Gutierrez now just in front of him looking for the lead on Nathan Stapleton.
Stapleton and Angel Gutierrez going at it once again. Gutierrez gets the inside in turn number 1. He's going to clear coming to the back stretch. As, almost making contact there.
Oh, and behind him we got a problem. No parachute blowing up on the apron. Smoke billowing out of the back of that number 2. He's done for the day here in Marco of 50. And it is a quickie here from Iowa. Shame for Will Parrish in that field. Up really bad. There's some. Here's 7th place. Oh, contact. Between, I believe that's Fitzwater, the pole sitter, and Anthony Rodriguez there. But it's the top 5, then these 2, and then the rest of the top 10 is really spread out until you get to the back to the remaining pack of around 15th on back. So this race has just changed a lot for those guys in the back. It's going to be way harder for them to get any chance at the win now, as it's going to be, right now this group of 5, or 6 I should say, as Drew Webb has still hung on to this pack, and I believe both the new lawn cars are here now. Gutierrez in the lead, and Titan Nicholas has moved up to the 4th spot. He's just ahead of Nathan Stapleton, who's trying to claw back from losing the lead. And 2nd place now, Reggie Fogelman, getting under attack.
Gutierrez with an impressive gap over the field. Reggie Fogelman trying to close this one down. Gutierrez's teammate, though, trying to close this in on 3rd place, looking for the move on Reggie Fogelman. Titan Nicholas, tied points lead. He's up into 3rd. He's looking to make this his 2nd race win, if he can, on the season.
Which would be 2 two-time winners and no one else getting to share the victories here in the Summer Series if Titan Nicholas can pull that off. He's very capable of doing it here. Stapleton getting a little feisty behind him as well, but he thinks better of it. He's going to push that 26 track, and here comes Stapleton.
More contact off the corner. Stapleton to the inside for the 3rd position. Colin Bear looking to try and make a move behind them. He's going to clear for 4th as these guys all try and run down the race leader, Angel Gutierrez.
And Reggie Fogelman is still losing time. And really good. A little bit. It was second behind Fogelman here, and he's got Colin Bear. Nicholas starting to settle into places here. Anthony Rodriguez and Zachary Fitzwater have got this kind of leading group here as this goes back to 8th place now. Then Brian Webb runs in the 9th spot in the 20, and Rogel Dorn has just moved into the top 10 for the first time pretty much all season in that 14, which is good to see from him. But still a little bit wild back here for the 3rd spot now. 4th, Colin Bear's getting crossed up by Titan Nicholas as Stapleton holds on to that 3rd spot. He's trying to get redemption for a really bad missed opportunity. opportunity around Leonard Koshmer on those final few. Stapleton not really keeping a good pace up with the top two at the moment, and as these tires and it comes harder to pass. Look at Mike Nicholas now looking to his inside.
This is going to be an incredible racer, Titan Nicholas again. His consistency this season has been insane, even through the first 4 races now. His lowest finish on the season so far, 9th. And he's looking to get another top 5 here today. Farther back in the field, there he is, Leonard Kochmer, a ways down the order. In the 16th position, he's going to have to do some recovery for the rest of the season if he wants to try and get that points lead back, given that they finish in this order.
And Kochmer looking like it's going to be on again, off again to start this season. We're halfway through. This is a short DRL Summer Series season, as it always has been. Halfway through after this one. 3 wide down the front stretch, though. Looking in the top 5 once again. This is Zachary Fitzwater, the pole sitter. Lost it right away. Still hasn't lit a lap on the day. He's trying to get back up to the front now. Nicholas holds down the 3rd spot solidly. He's trying to reel in Fogelman, and now Fitzwater moves to 4th. But not for long. Rodriguez to his inside. Leader of the first lap trying to get back up. He's making some good time. But it's going to be Nicholas Fogelman and Arnold Gutierrez at the front there. Really showing to be the 3 fastest cars in the track now. And since they've all gotten the clear air, it's really become apparent that 2 of the 3 fastest cars in the tracks are teammates, which means Reggie Fogelman is in a little bit of a tough spot as we come to halfway next time by here in the Iowa 400.
I mean, his entire Newline team this year has been on rails. You see Gutierrez leading this race by quite a sizable gap. Tied points leader as of right now, Titan Nicholas, will be in the points lead by live standings. And then you have the 2 Penrite teammates doing okay this season, the DeWalt teammates. And then you have the Red Bull cars, which have also been on rails throughout the season. And we keep seeing, they're not necessarily teams, but you see them both having similar pace throughout the season, and it's just kind of interesting.
Yeah, we don't really have teams. We just, they're there for the sake of a storyline if we want them, because the supercar set, obviously, that's just kind of how it plays out in real life down under, but it's still interesting to watch. Here would be teammates Colin Bear, Brian Webb, looking for the 7th spots on the track, I believe that is, around Nathan Stapleton, as these guys have really started to spread out now. What was once a rabid pack has but only got one battle really going on in it right now. Rogel Dorn looking on from behind in the 10th spot. And then we'll take a little bit of a run through the field here. So as we're spread out up front, it's Dylan Matthews back in 11th right now. Getting past for the 12th spot, that's the 9 of Bernardo de Oliveira around Skylar Taylor in the 35, who was the pole sitter at Texas last time out. Leonard Kochmer's moved up a couple spots to 14th, trying to do a little bit of a salvage job here. And then find Ryan Durrani, outside pole sitter, back in the 15th spot. Mikey Fox not having a great day for 4th in points, but he's trying to make a move around Durrani. Then you got Bradley Ream, defending champion, and his teammate David Dixon in the 17. Trinity Lee's back here. Derek McLean not having a good day. Neither is Matthew Hubert, Matt Tuck, nor Nathan Ormond once again in the 99. And of course, Will Parrish is out of the race. These guys are still not even 9 seconds behind the leader, though, Gutierrez, who's been setting down some blistering laps. But we're coming to 20 to go for Angel Gutierrez this time by. And with the way this has looked so far, I don't think we're going to have cautions at this point, because these guys are really spread out now. They're not going 3 wide and making bonsai moves like they were earlier in the race. So this is really good news for Gutierrez, who the last thing he wants to see is a yellow flag at the moment.
I mean, the way this race started out with the battle for the lead being so intense, it's just kind of simmered down a little bit. As you see, Gutierrez now dominating this race ahead of Reggie Fogelman. They've just gapped the field, and now they've single filed out. But yeah, I don't think either way he's going to deserve the win. He's put down some incredible lap times, incredible consistency throughout the race. As we have a move for what I believe is the 4th position, Zachary Fitzwater to the inside of Rodriguez.
Anthony Rodriguez being put on the outside. Fitzwater looking to get back to the 4th spot now. These 2s were battling for this spot earlier. And Fitzwater's going to come out on top for now. Behind them, Colin Bear, Drew Webb looking to battle for 6th and 7th. Webb. Zachary Fitzwater just moved up 2 spots in 2 laps, which we are not seeing much of at this point. Rodriguez trying to take advantage of it as well in the 56, but he doesn't quite have the wheels to get by Nicholas this time. Bumper to the inside, though, and they're going to be side by side off of turn number 4, as well as behind them for Drew Webb in the 6th spot. 2 different battles right here back to back. Rodriguez is away from Titan Nicholas, and Drew Webb takes the 6th position away from Colin Bear. And there's Leonard Koshner, who is just close enough, I believe. Nicholas did lose a couple spots there. A couple points gained back now for Koshner, should they finish the way they are. But still, on Gutierrez. However, Fogelman has cut this gap down 2/10 in the last few laps.
You stole exactly what I was about to say, but Fogelman's starting to close this gap in. I don't think he has to worry about the rest of the field at this point, as we're coming to 14 laps to go this time by the finish line. The rest of the field anyways, 2.5 behind, as Fogelman looks like he's losing a bit of time again. So short spell gaining, and now he's back to just slightly losing time to race leader Angel Gutierrez.
And I feel like they're noticeably slower than what they started. And you can tell when he's going to lose. Across the line this time, it stayed the exact same, but they're continuing to fall behind them, so Fogelman should not have to worry about Fogelman. Gutierrez messes up. But 12 laps to go here at Iowa, and Angel Gutierrez has this completely under control at the moment. Back behind them, Fitzwater still losing a bit of time, then it's right behind him, it's Drew Webb now moving to the 4th spot. Past Colin Bear is in 5th now, and Rodriguez has just dropped back. I can't even find him. Oh, there he is. He's in 3rd, my bad. Or isn't still in 4th. I don't know how I passed him. Drew Webb is 5th, though. Colin Bear 6th. Nathan Stapleton 7th, and Dylan Matthews as Nicholas continues to fall back on the outside. Well, Dorns, too, is inside now. Ryan Webb's looking to pounce, and this is terrible news.
All right, Nicholas falling back. Great news for Leonard Kochmer, though. From what looked like he would be a terrible race for him in the point standings, starting to come back to him. He gained position, now Titan Nicholas losing positions, and it looks like he's got to fall back even more.
And now you have to who is only 7 points going for this 5, and it's not going to be upset anytime soon. That is huge for him. I believe that would be in the points because of how far Nicholas has dropped back. He's outside the top 10. He's in 12th, trying to get past Bernardo de Oliveira for 11th. But then Taylor, and there's Leonard Koshmer right there, so it's going to be very, very close. Oh, and another blow up. Zachary Fitzwater from the 3rd spot has come. His engine has expired, and it's right to the end of the Iowa 400. As Rodriguez moves up to the 3rd spot. Fogelman as well, trying to close down that gap. It's 3/4 of a second from him and Fogelman now. 7 to go in the Iowa 400, and things might be getting a little more spicy here.
Fogelman's starting to close in that gap. He's been consistent just like Nicholas all season. His lowest finish, only 10th so far. He's trying to close in to get his first win of the season.
And Gutierrez and Fogelman will both take their first wins here. I don't think Koshmer or Nicholas are making up enough time at this point to steal one away. So Gutierrez and Fogelman still playing the game of cat and mouse here. Fogelman's just not quite close enough, and I don't think he's gaining quite fast enough to get there in time at this point. He's only really made big gains when he's been off the focus of the camera, because Gutierrez is just keeping it cool as a cucumber under pressure right now. 5 to go here at Iowa, and it's still 3/4 of a second, so they've really, really solidified that gap now. As back behind them, still not much going on. Rodriguez holds down the last podium spot ahead of Drew Webb and Colin Bear, who are both getting some very, very nice top 5 runs right now. Rogel Dorn's moved up to the 7th spot, and Nicholas is clawing back some time here. He's into the 9th position now. He's gotten around a few guys again, but Kochmer as well has moved up a spot into 13th. So it's all going to be very, very close between them and Reggie Fogelman here, as he's taking the lead and they're coming down the pit lane. I did not expect this to come, as it's Gutierrez down the pit lane with 4 to go. Gas and go for him. Fogelman's coming down this time, and Anthony Rodriguez is trying to stay out. Is anyone going to be able to stretch it to the end?
What has happened here? The fuel mileage has not lasted. They've overdone it in the race, and they're coming down with just a handful of laps to go. Rodriguez trying to pick up his... Oh, my goodness. And everybody's in. Coming at 2 laps to go.
Matthew Hubert still out there. These guys might have come down already. We'll just have to see how it plays out. But Anthony Rodriguez coming down, I would very much assume for gas only. Hubert is still out there, and he has not come down the lane yet. He's the only one left. No, it's Orman behind him. These two are the only ones who have not come down yet. Orman's coming down, but Hubert's staying out. He's going to take the white flag this time. Matthew Hubert coming out of absolutely nowhere. He's trying to completely throw a spanner in this one. White flag in the Iowa 400. Can he make it back around?
Can he stretch it? He's right behind Leonard Kochmer as they try merging off the pit lane. Has to avoid incident. Has to keep the car under power. Cannot lose a fuel.
Coming down the pit lane. Matthew Hubert. Wins the Iowa 400.
Where did he come from? Unbelievable.
But that is a heartbreaker for Gutierrez and Fogelman. And Nathan Orman managed to finish the race in second still, but he did run out right at the end. No, he's dropping down the order. He had to come down the pit lane. So Gutierrez crash. Yeah, Gutierrez. Take a look at what happened. Nathan Norman's not going to come out of this one with a good finish after all. It's just going to be Matthew Hubert, the only one of these 24 DRL Summer Series drivers who was able to stretch it to the end. We didn't even know there was going to be a fuel mileage problem, but Matthew Hubert sure did, and that is just, and that's talent and skill on display right there from the number 4. He steals one, and I mean, if there was ever a time for a race to be stolen, that's stealing a race win there for Matthew Hubert.
And it really looks like the race just calmed down. It looked like it was over, and what a surprise. They couldn't make it on the fuel mileage, and now, well, what a finish.
Yeah, Gutierrez, like we said, still comes home in the second spot, but it should have been one better for him. He dominated the second half of this one. Reggie Fogelman as well, who lost a second on the pit lane in the sequence. But he still comes home third, and we'll have to see on that points. I believe he might not have it, though, as we'll get to that in a second. But Drew Webb, Colin Bear complete the top 5 here from Iowa. Anthony Rodriguez, Bernard de Oliveira, Dylan Matthews, Leonard Kochmer finishes in the 9th position, last one in the lead lap, and that's only 6 spots behind Fogelman, so I believe he should still have that points lead heading into Minnesota. And then to round out the top 10, Nathan Ormond just finishes 10th by default by being the first guy a lap down. Nicholas fell back to 11th. Mikey Fox still ends up at the top half finish as well in the 12th spot, but regardless of that, it was still what ended up being a very, very compelling race here from Iowa. The first half was absolutely crazy. The second half was just managing things, and I guess no one managed it better than Matthew Hubert here in the end of the day. So Matthew Hubert coming out of nowhere to get his first win of the season, and we'll have to see if that does for him in the points. Speaking of the points, it's going to be very, very close between these top 3 drivers. So we'll just have to see how it all looks after this one here at Iowa. Thank you all for watching the DRL Summer Series. Next time out, Dairy Queen 400 from Minnesota. It was a great race last year, and it should be again this year. But until then, down to the points.